Such a beautiful day, and we're stuck inside this bloody studio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. It's your host, Ryan Lindley, along with my very, very special guest host today, Kaylee Lindley.
Hi.
That's my daughter. Check it out. We've even got a thing for you. So she told me, she goes, I'm not doing this unless you plug my YouTube channel. She said that. Mm-hmm. so there it is. Look her up on YouTube. It's KTV. It's fantastic. She's very funny. Kind of like her dad. It's Saturday. It's, what is this? The 14th of August. And we are about 2 weeks away from, 3 weeks away from going back to school. And that's why we had Kaylee come in today. She could be our panel resident expert on back to school things from the student perspective.
The only reason why I'm pale is because you didn't let me out of the cage until now.
That's right. And you could have got some sun today, but we didn't let you out till like 4 o'clock. And then we fed you some cat food, and here we are. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's your first time on the podcast. This is kind of fun. So we're going to have to keep the swearing to a minimum. Just in case maybe your teachers see this, and that's not going to be good for you. And your mom. I don't want your mom hearing you swearing all over the radio. We brought you here today just to talk about the back to school plan that Ontario has put in place. And as you know, I've been writing a series on the back to school things. I'm a little critical about certain things the province has been doing for you guys. But at the same time, I know it's very important. And that's why you came here to tell me how important it is to actually get you back into a classroom, which in turn should tell the province to do this right, to make sure that you guys go back safely. Mm-hmm. Are you excited? It's your first year of high school.
I know.
Are you super stoked?
I'm very excited, but also I'm a little nervous.
Nervous is normal for going into grade 9, especially out of grade 8. And usually you have a bit of a transition in normal times where you get to go and see the school. You get to, it's a little more like, I know you've been there for basketball games and stuff, but you've seen the actual inside the guts of the school. But to go in on the premise of, hey, I'm coming here next year, it changes your mindset a bit, and you pay a little more attention. You get a feel for it, but you didn't get to do that because of COVID, because the schools were closed and you were at home.
Yeah.
What's got you nervous?
Just not genuine or like generally knowing the layout of the school. I know I was talking to my mom about it, and she said that, it's like because she went to that high school, right? Mm-hmm. So she said it was very easy. Like, it's not complicated.
Yeah, it's not a huge school, luckily.
Yeah. But it's just not knowing where my classrooms are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a normal feeling when you go in there. So which makes me feel better, because that's a normal thing to be nervous about. And with what we've been going through, a little bit of normal nervous is great.
Yeah.
It's so good. I'm very excited for you. Mm-hmm. I'm very hesitant for you at the same time, but at the same time, I know you're a very smart kid, and you're a very safe kid, and you're very cautious, and you're also
double vaxxed. That's
right. So you're feeling a little more confidence in that as well. So
I was very nervous about going to high school, especially because there's a lot more kids than it would be a lot more kids
than your elementary school.
Even then there's still a lot of kids, even little kids, who couldn't get vaxxed because they're not the age, right?
And actually, if you think about it, in percentage wise, the more dangerous place to be is going to be elementary schools now. So you kind of got
I got out of there.
That's right. You kind of flew the coop, and you took your academic awards and ran out the door. That's right. I'm bragging about my daughter. She got lots of academic awards on her way out the door this year.
Straight A's too.
And straight, you did. You got a straight A report. I've like a literal straight A report card.
I did.
I'm so proud of you. Mm-hmm. You hear that? Straight A's.
Yeah.
She's not my kid. I'm getting her DNA tested. What are you looking forward to the most?
Obviously seeing my friends again.
Obviously.
I miss
that's
all
gotta
of them.
be.
I really do miss hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
yeah, like just the feel good of going back and seeing everybody in person, having a normal school schedule instead of one that's just being presented to be online and giving me free roam to do whatever I want.
Yeah, right. Like, and it's funny. And again, I'm gonna brag at the fact that we really lucked out being your parents. I'll tell you, your mother and I, because you were able to kind of police yourself on the actual schoolwork. The sleep schedule was a little off. But you got the work done. And that's why nobody bothered you about
exactly.
it, right? So,
it doesn't matter what time I got it done, as long as I got it done.
And that's it.
Especially being home 12 hours a day, just during the actual school time.
Yeah.
My mom working, right? So 12 hours, I'm home alone. Basically do whatever I want, but I knew that I had to keep my head up and keep going on the schoolwork and keep pushing and pushing. And yeah, that meant a lot of late nights trying to scramble everything back together, because I'm like that. And I like to get things done the last minute, because that means it only takes me a minute to do things.
All right, maybe you are my kid. What was the biggest challenge? Do you think was it the schedule? You think,
and the sleeping schedule, the free roam to do anything, and the motivation to do things. Like what I did was I found that it was really hard to do stuff in my PJs in my bed. So what I would do is, like, half an hour before the meeting, I would get up, I would go downstairs, drink some water, get me hydrated. I would go upstairs and I would get a
Hey, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
He's very interested, too.
I would get a set of clothes and I would change and go to my desk across my room. So it's not like I'm working close to my bed. I don't think about it. It's out of sight, out of mind.
See, what you've done there, and that's a practice that a lot of people that worked from home over the last 18 months had to do as well. Me being one of them. I never did it. I worked in my PJs.
I mean, it's nice. Like,
I worked in my bed some days too. It was great.
I mean, I did.
And I still do. No, but that's self-policing, and it's good, and it gets you into like that routine, and it keeps your head in the game, and obviously you saw the payoff and what it did for you this year.
Yeah,
with those marks.
I was very proud of myself.
But you know what? The problem is you were a small percentage of the kids, as I'm sure you know. I know, and you have friends that probably struggled. Yeah,
I had a couple of them. I was talking to a couple of my friends, and some of them were thriving, and some of them weren't doing well. So I know one of my good friends weren't doing very well, and so I would go over to her house once a week, and I would work with her. Yeah, and I would sleep. I would come later in the night, so then we would have a schedule for the next day. We would plan out. We would stay up a little late sometimes, because it's a sleepover.
It's still a sleepover, of course.
Obviously. Still a sleepover. So we used to do fun things the night before. We used to get ready, and we used to, as soon as we woke up, assignments, so it would pay off. So she would make me lunch. And then I would walk her through the work and stuff like that, and then we would play Minecraft until my mom picked me up.
She make it through okay?
Oh yeah, she did really well.
And she's ready for high school?
I'm very proud of her.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And it sucks that it sucks at the same time, but it was really good that it was kind of put on kids to do that and pull each other up. Yeah. And again, it's a perfect scenario. It's hard for me to say that, there was a whole lot of bad just because I saw how you operated, and you weren't the normal, and the normal was really tough for a lot of these kids. So getting back into the classroom is really important, and making sure that they get back into the classrooms, safe classrooms. The teachers are safe, the students are safe, and it's so important. And just because of what you've said, about, especially like your friend who obviously thrives better in the classroom setting school. With support around you, like immediate support, not having somebody on a screen. And another thing that we're talking about before we came on the air was we were talking about your where you live.
Yes,
the internet issues.
The internet.
Because
oh my god.
The struggle
of trying to get on in the morning. because, well, our Wi-Fi is also shared with my grandparents. Right?
Yeah.
So having two other people on the internet, having not good internet.
Yeah, because you're in rural Ontario where you are, so you already struggle with internet as it is, and the inequality of internet in this province. So if they were basing these back to school, not back to school, but the online learning around perfect internet in the middle of downtown Toronto, is not anywhere near what you guys would have to fight with every day trying to get on.
I know some of the people used to say in chat, hey, I can't join the meeting. My internet is being absolute trash. And especially because all of us are town kids. So even town internet's not that great. No, it's... I know one of my friends, his internet's not good at all. We're in Xbox parties. He cuts out immediately. So we're in... So we're looking at, like, you can see where the struggles would really start for that. What about equipment now? So like if you were pretty lucky. I was stacked. I had my own laptop. I had my own webcam, microphone. I was great for meetings. But you had your own
microphone. Really? Was it a fancy microphone like this one?
Well, it didn't have an arm, but it was still nice.
It's because it came from me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, some of the people that I know had to get the school
stuff,
or their parents, which with their parents, it could already be a struggle if they have siblings who are still trying to do school or parents trying to do their work.
Yeah, for sure.
And if they had to get the school equipment, first of all, there's limited school equipment. There's not a lot. I remember most of it was either broken or it was they're just crappy tablets, right? So they're not working very well. They're so old.
And like, you can't really, at the beginning, I couldn't blame anybody just because of the fact that we got thrown into it. Yeah, exactly. So they did what they could. And if they're going to keep going with this, there's a lot of infrastructure problems that we need to address before we can actually look at doing even part-time online stuff. But it's very important that you guys stay in school and stay in class. But
there was some benefits to having online school, is because some kids that I know work better online. Sometimes I even work better online.
Of course.
So what we did was this year, because we actually came back for a month, what my teacher did, which she would let us either work online or work on paper. So I would do all my math on paper, or I would do most of my language on a computer, so I could bring it home and edit and work on it at home. And you could turn it in on OneNote still if you're at home, even if if we're in school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was definitely a big change.
Bonus.
Yeah, it was a big bonus. It definitely helped me get most of my assignments done, because I could easily take it home, do it at home, because I feel like I sometimes work better at home if I have the energy.
Well, and you even do that, like, you notice that in class, like even when you were in person, or if you were off doing your own thing, still in the school, but on your own. Yeah. A little more concentration, a little easier to,
I used to sit out in the hallway and do my work, because sometimes in the classroom it was just too busy. Too many just random sounds that I couldn't, focus on my work. So I would take my work out into the hallway and I would get it done.
And what do you know? You worked from home and you got straight A's.
Yeah.
So some kids thrive, some kids don't.
Yeah, it all depends on
the kid. Exactly. Yeah. So and I don't want to get into like even the psychological aspect of like the home. Like some kids have home troubles. There's domestic problems, and people are already cooped up, so they're already stressed out. It's horrible. Kids
this never put any good on anybody. Especially.
Not really. The overall, it wasn't great. Mm-mm. Any final messages before we move on to the next segment? For anybody in the province, what would you like? If there was something that you could dictate to the school board or the province, like the government, because we have these chats. Kaylee's very well versed in politics because she overhears me yelling all the time. So,
or I read your stuff on Twitter,
or you read my stuff on Twitter and on whatever
you're writing and stuff.
Exactly. Anything that you would like to tell them that you hope for?
I hope they realize that kids, or teenagers especially, have very their moods and mental health can vary switch very easily when it comes to big changes like this and
For
stuff.
sure.
So I want them to be aware of that at least, and
Support it.
support us especially, and please, for the love of God, make vaccines mandatory in schools for people who can get them, because it would be a very big help in getting the cases lower and
keeping the schools open.
and yes, even keeping families safe too. Because
Of
I
course.
know if you have a grandparents at
yeah.
home and you come home with COVID, and it can spread all around your house and people can get really sick, especially the elderly. So
Yeah, exactly.
you don't want to even like if you have like a little sibling at home too.
Somebody that's not able to get a vaccine yet. Yeah, you're right.
So you can bring it home to them. They get really sick, and
Yep.
then, or even get a parent sick and they have to stay home, which can be a very, very tough time for them.
Exactly.
So
That's you know what?
vaccines are very important when it comes to schools.
Yeah. See that? Mandatory vaccines for schools.
Please.
What an idea. Kaylee, thank you so much. This was great.
You're welcome.
Make sure you check out Kaylee on YouTube at KAY-TV, right?
Yes.
I'll put it back up so that people can see it one more time. How do I? There we go.
There we go.
There you are.
Hey.
Take a look at the camera. Wave. Hello. Yes. Hello. So yeah, check out Kaylee on KTV. She's what's the best game now? Pac-Man? Is it Super Mario Brothers? What are you guys playing now?
I don't really do gaming stuff on my channel. It's mostly on my Twitch.
On your Twitch, okay. Yeah. So you didn't tell me to put your Twitch up.
Well,
so.
my Twitch, it's very scuffed because I don't have good internet, like I said before. So it's 1 frame per second, but you can still hear me.
Oh, okay.
So it's
it's more like an audio like a podcast.
It's like a
this.
podcast, but me doing something that you can kind of see sometimes.
You have to be very descriptive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I love you.
I love you too.
That's my little girl. Check her out. And check her out on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll be back. We're going to bring Ashley in, and we're going to talk more about MLM things. Oh, my goodness. She wanted to talk about some LuLaRoe or something, I think it was called. But the interview that she had set up got postponed. So we're actually going to dig into some CEO dirt and some tea.
I was just about to say some tea.
She's going to spill some tea about the... see, I've got this. I can hang with the kids. So we'll be back.
The tea is boiling, everybody.
We'll be right back. And there she is. It's my little girl.
It's pretty fantastic.
It was pretty
wasn't
good. Yeah, she's a natural. I love it. I think she...
I can't believe she was even like this nervous.
A little bit. She was at the
Yeah.
beginning because normally like she was like, oh yeah, like the whole time she's talking, let's do it. And then we were pull the trigger and go live. She's like, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, you? Of all people?
No,
I
you're
don't get
not.
it.
No, you're not. You cool.
So it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, isn't it? Just lying. I just put the sweater back on and a fresh black tee. It's actually Monday now because these are pre-recorded. And the only reason why I'm letting that cat out of the bag is we have some things to talk about because it ties into what Kaylee and I spoke about, and that was mandating vaccines in schools.
Oh, yeah.
And the Ford government announced today that they are going to be in talks with the cabinet tomorrow about mandating vaccines in schools. Shockingly, isn't that weird?
It's, yeah.
Now that there's a
what
federal
decision.
election and the liberals are all about mandating vaccines, and all of a sudden now Doug Ford's on board. That's really odd. I couldn't believe his handlers would have told him to do that now. Fucking dolts. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm so tired of it. Just get it over with. Just wipe the fucking idiots off the planet and let's get on with this. Or
unfortunately,
get in line and just do the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
My empathy is shrinking by the day.
Yeah. Well,
the only empathy I have left is for the vaccine hesitant people that are still being swayed by asshole pieces of shit anti-vaxxers online.
It's taken a long time. And
that's the thing. But when you're all you see and you're flooded with this nonsense, I totally get it. And if you don't have a mindset of, science first and
Don't we have a friend just the
Yeah,
other day that
we
was
sure
posting about a bunch of people out front of their house doing some anti-mask, anti-vax
Yes, we do.
kind of rally?
Yeah.
it
And he's a
re-
nurse.
Yeah, and
He's
like
a nurse,
with kids that go to school.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and it's
just-
like, how frustrating does that have to be?
And even in his
right?
comment threads, he's got friends in his comment thread that are being anti-vax
Yeah,
pieces
and
of
it's-
shit too. And it's like,
and he's
that's,
just
that's
like the
how
nicest
widespread
guy,
this is.
and it's like, you know what, like. I know that he just doesn't want to start a war with anybody,
Yeah,
and that's just how he kind of rolls.
Exactly.
But it's, I want to jump in there and just be
I
like,
did.
all your friends are stupid.
I did.
I know.
I put a couple of things in there. I put that. I consider myself a bit of a fucking idiot myself meme up. That's kind of a universal thing.
Both
for this.
Lindleys can't jump in though.
I know, it looks bad.
Oh,
your
Doyle
wife's coming.
rules. Like,
Yeah, your wife's coming to back you up, or your husband's here. You know.
yeah, no, like we try not to do that. It doesn't look cool.
Anyway, before we get into the MLM, I wanted to put another reason why we have to tell you that it's not Saturday, it's now Monday. This morning we got some really good news. We are now, the Sheeple Shepherd, officially a part of the Dean Blundell Podcast Network, and we are very excited about that.
It all happened so fast.
It did, and Dean's a mensch. He's a great guy, and Rook. I got to give it to Chris Rook. That guy, he's a magician when it comes to
Getting things done.
yeah, and everything's up. If you go to deanblundell.com, you go to the podcast section, you will see our little sheepy guy. Our little sheepy guy is there. If you click on him, all of our episodes are there, or you can get them where you've been normally getting them, or now you can see us on YouTube, and we are there as well. And those subscribers are growing by the day as well, which is nice. So maybe one day, excuse me, we will make some money out of this.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Could you even imagine?
Oh, honey.
It's like,
Are you kidding?
it's not what I'm looking for, but like.
We could make tens of dollars.
Oh,
tens of dollars. That'd
my
be great.
goodness.
We're on to MLM, and Ashley had been working on trying to get an interview, and maybe we announced it a little too soon just because of scheduling conflicts, and so we had to kind of change course.
Also, like the world exploding slightly was
A little bit.
Yeah,
That's not helping. Afghanistan's not helping anybody there. Did you see the videos of the people like cleaning the planes today?
No.
Okay, we can't even talk about it because we're trying to stay on track. MLMs.
Don't
And
even.
today we're talking about MLM asshole pieces of shit founders of MLM companies. And I'm sorry.
Now and let's.
Go ahead.
Not everybody that's involved in an MLM.
No, I said CEOs.
I was gonna say is an asshole.
No,
But
founders
if
and
you're the
CEOs are
person
assholes.
that gets the ball
of them.
rolling and decides that this is the way that you'd like to
Fuck
run
faces.
a business, then you are definitely
Asshole.
not the nicest person.
Assholes.
All right,
C words.
Ryan's here to tell you how
Big
I really
C
feel.
words. Big
oh my
C words.
goodness.
Ashley.
Well, I never.
Ashley has
forgot my
been
pearls.
in
Oh,
such
shit.
a rabbit hole.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
That I'm literally ready to tie a rope around her waist. We started this idea for an investigative report on MLMs, and
I've already
now all of
danced
us-
around in the anti-MLM world.
and now all of a
for
sudden
a
she's
few
an
months.
administrator in one of the anti-MLM groups. She's like, hey,
I'm just there to help out.
I don't care.
Just there to help out.
I don't care. We're gonna lose you to this.
Everybody's
so
bringing
funny.
a little something to the table.
I got to give it to you for your dedication. That's for
I think
sure.
I might be the only Canadian person in the crew right now.
Yeah, well, it's rampant down in the States, and that's where all these people are from. That we're gonna
Actually,
show.
it's funny because we were trying to look for something, and it doesn't seem to exist here. Like I did like a marketplace search,
Yeah.
and like I can't find it within 200 kilometers of me, and I was
Okay.
like,
well, anyway, so CEOs. I've got some pictures. Ashley sent me some photos to put up so that we can talk about some assholes, and we can put some faces to their
founders,
their names. So
CEOs.
these are founders and CEOs of different companies that you know. I know you've heard of them because I'm a guy, and I don't give a shit about any of this, and I know these names.
and it's funny
because I see them pop up in my Facebook, and I've got friends that are involved in this shit.
and I'll tell you what one is, and you'll go, "Oh my god, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I know this person, and they sell it."
Yeah, exactly. So you can see my screen. So I'm gonna post. I'm gonna fade. I don't know how. We've never done this before, so I'm gonna try this. I'll fade that in. Tell us who we're looking at here. Who are these people?
That is Derek Maxfield and his sister. Melanie Huscroft.
Melanie Huscroft.
Huscroft.
Oh, she's something.
She got that Huckasan face.
Oh, where did we go?
Hi.
See, I'm so fucking new with this. Okay, and who are they?
They are the people that decided to start Unique.
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 Like the word unique.
I wish it's got like a Y.
It's still I'm breaking
like
this entire
unique.
No, you.
No, you're schmoopy.
Okay, so tell me about them. What do they sell? What's Unique?
Unique sells hilariously enough, nothing
There they are.
actually unique that you can't buy anywhere else. It's like makeup products and like skincare stuff for the most part.
Okay.
They've made a lot of just like crappy greenwashing claims, like, you know, saying that their makeup's like vegan and it's not tested on animals when, like, you know, it
Sorry,
isn't.
did you say greenwashing claims? Can you
Yes.
tell us what a greenwashing claim is?
It's just when a company claims that they're doing things ethically, depending on what they do, right? Sourcing things ethically or testing them. And, well, they aren't.
No,
they aren't.
no.
No, not at all.
What'd you find out about them?
Well, they tried to peddle some green tea leaf mascara, and there was no green tea in it, like, whatsoever, which was just like,
It was just tea somebody left out
like
and it turned green.
you didn't even try, like,
Sell it!
didn't you? This looks great. Like, just smearing it on. You're like, what are you doing? I saw a TikTok of a Unique Hun doing something similar the other day, so I honest to God wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, and it's crazy. Like,
I know,
like
and
when you see them,
and you know
because
what?
they're all the same.
No, this one was actually out there, and that's why I commented on it. And I said, don't make fun of this person. I said, this person needs a hug and like help. They were like unhinged.
That was that meth head that you sent me, right?
Like a mascara head. Like, I don't know what she was on, but
Mask head?
Yeah.
Mask head?
We were talking about that, like how if crystal meth was an MLM, it could be like, okay, now if you lose 5 of your teeth and then you sign up 5 of their friends and they all lose 5 of their teeth,
then you have
profit.
That's your downline.
Right?
That's
Right.
hilarious.
I don't know where you're gonna.
Okay, so they're
take all
not
the
very
teeth.
ethical people. And they're
no.
brother and sister.
Yeah, it's a brother and sister duo.
So is this like a Donnie and Marie thing? Like,
I was born in 1990.
where are they from? Where are they from? Do you know?
Oh, you know what? I actually don't. I think the headquarters is based in Utah, though.
Sure.
And you know what's funny? Remember
It's
what I was
unique,
saying?
you said, right?
Remember what I was saying the last time about how, oh my God, wouldn't it be so weird if you drove to Utah and you could see all those buildings? And I was like super ignorant, and I was like, I don't know if that's what it looks like. Apparently, there literally is a stretch of highway in Utah that's like MLM Boulevard, where you drive down it, and there's like at least 3 or 4 of them that have like massive headquarters there.
Yeah.
It's something.
So
to
it is.
behold.
It's like a bullshit alley.
Yeah, totally. And people are like, oh yeah, no, that's real. You can see it.
That's so funny.
Again, you know, I'm Canadian. I haven't been to Utah. If I did, I drove directly through it, and I was like 10. I'm sorry.
So it's a majority owned by Cody Incorporated.
Oh, yeah, they bought them out,
Yeah,
actually, and that was recently.
60%, and that was in between 2017 and 2019.
Yeah, because they weren't. I don't think they were doing.
They bought
so
them for
hot.
$600 million in January of 2017. The acquisition valued Unique at $1 billion.
It's pretty gross, isn't it?
Yeah, that is really disgusting.
Yeah.
And the Unique founders continue to own 40% of the company, so they're worth $400 million.
It's something.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Now,
this is where I'm getting. It's so funny when you look at it. It says like one of the tags, pyramid. So they're worth $400 million. The company itself is worth $1 billion, and the average salesperson's making how much? Like if you were to sell something there, like if you were a salesperson,
I think the average salesperson's making like less than $10 a week, probably.
Okay, so yeah, I was going to say let's generalize it because you had this figured out the other day.
Yes,
for a
but
general
I've had
MLM.
a lot of reading jammed in here.
But what it was literally in the cents. per hour.
Oh yeah,
remember?
no. There's a lot of these companies are paying people like less than
less than 10
prisons,
cents an hour, wasn't
less
it?
than
Yeah, it was
actual
less
prison
than prisons.
wages.
Yeah, so if you were in there stamping license plates, you'd be making more than you would be working for.
Yeah.
or being your own boss.
And that's
at
the
home.
sad part, right? And it's selling people this dream of being their own boss, and then
I
it's
get
like
it, but how are people falling
when
for
it
this
doesn't.
so-
But when it doesn't work, because they make you believe, they really do.
I get it,
and
but-
we'll talk about that in a completely different episode.
Okay.
We will, but it's this very cult mentality that pulls people in, and it makes them believe that they can do it, and it's not their fault.
All right, so that's those assholes.
Well,
And-
it's not just those assholes, but they decided to start a charity, and they tried to say that they had started the makeup shilling company in order to fund the charity, but the charity was started like way later, so I don't really know what the hell they were talking about.
right.
But it's essentially like a house, just a house. This is a nice house, don't get me wrong, but it's like it's nothing insane. Out in Utah,
Okay.
and they do a retreat for sexual abuse or sexual assault survivors.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's something. So
Is it real though? Like, is it a real?
well, and this is another thing that they try to tell these women when they're bringing them into the company
Or is this
is
your
that
greenwashing?
you're changing lives, right? When you're selling this, because like a portion of what you're selling is going to be going to this charity, and I was actually just listening to a fantastic video, the Illuminati on YouTube. She's wonderful. Naughty spelt like naughty, though.
I was just gonna say, let's not say that you're watching conspiracy theory.
No,
videos here.
she is a very, very fantastic, very science-based content
Okay.
producer, and she just tears the crap out of people.
Okay.
And it was like less than 10% of what they had made. It was, and you see what they're making.
Less than 10% of what they make.
Yeah,
Goes into this
was going into the
charity.
charity.
So it's just a house.
which is called.
Oh my God! Yeah, you told me this.
I think it was the Haven Retreat, right? And it's like, how dare you name your tax haven a haven? Like, I just
Yeah, it's pretty
you
much
just
like
stamped
snubbing it in the nose of the the government, and the government doesn't give a shit.
What a
They're
word
just
to
letting this
choose.
happen anyway.
You
It's
did
not.
not just so for 3 weeks a month. They host survivors of childhood sexual abuse, because you have to be under the age of 18 in order to qualify. So if you were sexually abused after the age of 18, you can't come.
Okay, so it's for kids, and that's fine.
Which, if you want to focus on that, I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like if it was a noble cause, like I get that, because you don't
No
want
issues
adults
there.
mixing with the kids anyway. They have different struggles and they have different
Right.
issues.
So but you can come as an adult as long as you were abused as a child. So it is mostly women that attend the retreat. It's not for children.
So you had to be abused when you were a kid, but you can show up at any time, is
But
what you're saying.
I think you actually have to be an adult to attend the retreat.
Oh.
Because there's nothing that
Someone's
I saw.
all the damages.
So there's nothing I saw about bringing like a guardian or anything like, or a parent or anything like that. So it's for adults.
That's shady.
It's you apply for it and you wait to hear back from the Unique Foundation, and then there was
You're trying
actually
to be the Ronald McDonald House of Mascara.
well, and this is just it. Like there was an interview from an ex presenter. That's what Unique calls their poor victims.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Sorry,
They call them-
salespeople?
They're presenters. They're
Salesmen.
salespeople.
Because they won't call them that. None of them call them that.
No.
None of them.
Of
You
course
can't use
not.
the word sales.
No.
It's a bad word in this because it's got a negative connotation.
Presenter. Vanna White is a presenter.
I'm a consultant, and I'm a presenter, and I'm
Actually, I'm sorry to Vanna White. She's a lot more than that.
a product champion. It's
Totally.
so fucking stupid.
Coach.
Okay.
I like
so anyway, we
coach.
figured out these guys. If you want to Google these idiots a little more about their fake charities and their garbage products, you can. They're the Unique company. It's spelled unique as in U, and then NIQUE, FUCKYOU. And so yeah, let's. Okay, how do we fade? Okay, so now let's go to another one. Let's check out the next one. Are you ready? Who's
gonna be?
this guy? Oh no, let's wait. Let's leave him to the end. Let's go to the next one. Let's
God,
talk
he is
about
one
this
ugly
guy.
bugger, though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, who's this guy?
We
Who's
literally
that guy?
don't have enough time to talk about this guy, and this
Let's just get the Cole's notes of who that guy is.
we have to, because otherwise you're going to be here all night and you'll. Oh my goodness!
Let's.
This is Gary Young from Young Living.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna pull him up as well so that I can follow along with your.
Now, the timeline. I actually found a website that gave like a full blown timeline of everything that this guy has ever done, and it was actually wonderfully sourced. I was pretty impressed with it, and it started with him. Because again, it's an essential oil company, so we're going to pretend that we're going to be like curing diseases.
Right.
Obviously, this is where this is all going to begin.
Yep.
So apparently, he was left paralyzed by a logging injury to the head,
Isn't
is the only reason that you should ever start a multi-level marketing company is if you've had a log to the head.
What essential oil is used to cure a log injury to the head?
Well, it's frankincense for sure.
Frankincense, absolutely.
Frankincense is always my go-to. I don't know why.
It's the most expensive. It's the Jesus oil. So
I don't know. That's not why I go there, but I don't know. Maybe it's in the back of my head somewhere.
I'm sorry, it stinks. I hate frankincense.
So
anyway.
he apparently essential oils and a bunch of ridiculous treatments saved his life.
Didn't he pretend to be like a doctor a bunch of times?
Well, and this is the thing. He's got like it's his initials. It's like a D, Gary Young.
Yeah.
And it's like
Donald Gary Young.
Yeah, but like he just puts the D there and like lets people like think.
Oh, he put a big D there.
He doesn't say it. I think he's dead now, but he doesn't ever say it. He's just like, yeah, like it's there. What do you think?
But so did he get in trouble for that? I remember you telling me something about Washington State had a bunch of charges on this guy for things that he did.
The arrests listed on this man are ridiculous, and I have them in chronological order. And I'm delighted to deliver them to you.
No, just give us the Coles notes. Like,
So,
what's tell me the most shocking arrest this guy was involved in, and it had nothing to do with his company.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Let's talk about what a real piece of shit this guy is, because this is the one that got me. I'm gonna put his picture back up again,
the guy,
so you can see him.
He has no training in
Farmer
in medicine
here
whatsoever, and I guess he thought it wouldn't be a terrible idea to deliver his wife's first baby in their hot tub.
Yeah, sounds like a very safe and sanitary place to have a baby.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a water birth, please have it supervised by somebody
like
who
a midwife
knows what
or
they're
a doctor
doing.
or
Like
a nurse
anything,
or somebody.
anything.
Yeah. Pediatric.
God, for the love of God, anybody that's gone to school for
people.
longer than Gary, please, I could do a better
Gary
job.
Fuckface Young.
Apparently he left
Ladies and gentlemen,
the baby underneath the water for about an hour after it was actually delivered, and the autopsy report concluded that the baby was otherwise completely healthy and just drowned.
So he drowned the baby.
Yeah.
He didn't want to have a baby.
Yeah.
Killed his baby and then said it was because
well, I don't know if he didn't want
the
the baby or if he just thought like.
Oh, I'm totally projecting and I'm totally just spitting here, but.
Yeah, something.
So what happened
weird.
to him with that?
But
was he arrested? Was he charged?
Well, apparently his plans for a similar delivery the previous year had been thwarted when the health department had a caseworker and they actually threatened to prosecute him for this. So it's been known that he does this, but like he didn't end up facing any charges somehow.
So he murdered a baby and
like
happened.
Almost murdered another baby,
Yeah.
and then there's a bunch again. So before that, he ended up with 30 days in jail and probation for practicing medicine without a license in Spokane. So like that was just good job.
Mm-hmm.
Then the incident with his child, unfortunately, was horrendous. The next year after that, it was like they tried to nail him and they sent an undercover officer in to see if he would oversee a birth.
Yeah, that's right. You did tell me about that.
Yeah. And he declined, but he offered prenatal care and cancer treatments, apparently, for this pregnant lady's
that
mother.
didn't have cancer? Or
yeah.
Oh, the mother, you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he was arrested.
And I can do the plumbing and I can fix the brakes on your car and
God, don't let him touch your car.
Whatever you're going to pay me for, I guess.
God. Anyway.
Holy shit. What a piece of shit.
So yeah, he was finally arrested for practicing medicine without a license again.
Look at this Paul Newman salad dressing looking motherfucker. What a loser. Like,
he's a wholesome farmer, don't you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put Minnesota on ya.
So again, these are Cole's notes because we literally can't get into what a piece of shit this guy is.
No. So like
it's so
makes
deep.
false claims about like graduating from different schools that he never went to. Like took a couple courses, owed a bunch of money, basically just bailed. Yeah, he has his only legitimate diploma is actually from his high school. So,
but in essence, if you think about it, it's a perfect con for a perfect con man because he can say that I went to this school. That's not a lie. I went there. He didn't fucking do anything, but I
graduated.
Oh, he did say that. Okay, so then he's a liar. But
and they left it on the website.
Yeah.
And then he got a mail order diploma from somewhere that was like very Trump University.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, it ended up being proven that the school wasn't even really a school and it got closed down and he just left the degree there. Like, yeah, that's totally a valid degree. Like, I did that. And it was like, sir, this is a Wendy's? Like,
yeah, right?
You didn't go to school.
Excuse me. That's so funny. So
I
now,
don't even know. So he opened cancer clinics and things
natural.
like that.
He put himself out as a naturopathic doctor.
Well, he had to get out. He had to leave, right? So he's like, I'm going to go to Mexico and mess
Rosarito
people
Beach
up down
in Tijuana.
there.
I'm just reading about it here.
It's
Mexico,
horrendous.
Offering, and this is my favorite word in this fucking in this clan of people is detoxification for cancer and lupus. Cancer and lupus.
Leave those poor people alone.
That's kind of it, right? So,
love of God.
Yeah, and obviously it was a scam. It was a fraud, and he also founded and operated the Young Life Wellness Center. It says here, a medical clinic in Chula Vista, California, which in 1988 was ordered by a court to be shut down. That year, the complaint filed against Young by the state of California alleging unfair, deceptive, untrue, misleading advertising and unlawful, unfair, and fraudulent business practice. Like, that's a lot of you're fucking up, dude. Like, that's a lot of words of how
they had people sending in different blood samples to this guy.
That's right. And he was like analyzing
this one's
them.
this and that one's that. You've got aggressive cancer cells, and they were like, that one's a healthy chicken, sir, and this was a cat.
Yeah,
like,
didn't somebody was like a
absolutely.
Yeah,
it
was a doctor or somebody.
Feel free,
that did
Google
that,
away. It's a thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like sending in animal blood, and they just kept duping him, and he was like, "You've got pancreatic cancer," and it was like
my chicken has pancreatic cancer.
Okay,
apparently.
there, doc. Like it was, like he just went fully insane.
Holy shit!
So
did he die a horrible death? Please tell me he died a horrible, painful death, prolonged.
Nobody got ripped off by doTERRA really bad, and that's why they exist.
Yeah, that was they kind of
a bunch of people got fired from doTERRA, and they were like, "Fine, we're just going to do the same thing."
Oh, from Young Living, you mean?
Yeah. So
they just opened doTERRA.
It's the exact same company
with just a do name.
Yep.
Wow.
That's just the thing.
So he died in 2018 in Salt Lake City, Utah. Shockingly. His wife Mary announced Young died due to complications from a series of strokes. However, Young's son Sean stated that his father died due to cancer. He couldn't cure his own cancer. You know
not
what?
enough rosemary in the world.
No, not enough frankincense to get rid of that.
That's even one of the things.
That's insane. So that's that asshole. We'll show you his picture really quick. Okay, let's keep going. Let's move on here. Let's get another one. Ready? Who are we looking at here? Oh. This is a fun one. Look at this motherfucker. Look at him.
To be fair,
that's like great value wish John Lennon. Like that's what that is. That's like great value John Lennon right there.
Yeah, that's Keith Renier.
Keith Renier. And anybody listening,
or Renier, depending on if you want to hit.
Renier. I've heard people
if you want to hit the R hard, but my stepdad's French, so I don't know. I just Quebeced it up.
Keith Renier.
I Quebeced it up.
Okay, so this guy, if you're watching the news in the last 5 years, you would have seen this guy's face a few times, along with other really famous people.
I can't.
Well, you have to. This is your story.
I don't even know where to start with this guy, though. Like, he is so sick. This man is so sick, and I don't say this often about anybody, but I wish him ill. I wish him ill. I hope
for
that,
sure.
I hope that only bad things happen for you, sir.
You die of cancer.
I hope
of
you
the
stub
eyes.
your toe every day when you get out of bed.
Okay, well, we are on different levels of.
Well, he's in
hope.
prison for 120 years now.
120.
Yeah. I don't think he'll make it all the way.
Maybe.
But I mean, like, at least there's no chance of him coming back out.
Which organization was he involved in, dear? Keith Raniere or whichever way you'd like to say it.
This is the Nexium guy.
Nexium, the heartburn medication. Right?
Sure.
No.
No, it's a cult.
No, it's a cult.
And I
but
know
why
that
does that have anything to do with what we're talking about with MLMs?
Well, he did kind of try to structure this Nexium like an MLM when it started. And he was recruiting people and getting them to recruit people. And very similar to Scientology, it was like you were selling courses and like life enrichment stuff, and it was like, oh, okay, now that you've paid like $5,000 for that course, like you're totally ready for the next one, and like you'd end up paying ridiculous amounts of money to like really get in there.
So were people like, so say I got into this and I signed you up.
No, but okay.
And I signed you up into this, and I paid the $5,000, and now I got you to pay the $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get a piece of the $5,000 that you paid? Is that why it was like a pyramid scheme, or sorry, an MLM?
They were getting like nothing. Everything was going straight to the top to this Keith guy.
Yeah.
And he had...
Oh, and he was just like dispersing like the necessities to live, or
I guess.
keep
It was
you
very
alive?
culty, right? Like he...
Because that's what it ended up being, wasn't it?
It was.
A sex
It was
cult.
like a sex cult. And he had women recruiting women for him, and he was like grooming and brainwashing like women from a young age, and they were vulnerable. And
so two things here.
Yes,
Two things that we've found with MLMs. There's a strong tie to religion, and there's a strong tie and a lot of similar traits to cult indoctrination.
oh, absolutely.
Isn't that odd? You know what I mean? Like,
No, but yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So I don't understand why these things have been going on for fucking decades, and nobody in the government is saying, okay, whoa, now so we went from the church,
Wait.
and the church decided they're going to start selling some tchotchkes, and they're going to make
One of Ryan's favorite words.
I love tchotchke. Tchotchke's it's Yiddish.
Carry on.
It's Italian. It's an old Italian word, tchotchke. And we're going to make money. Okay, so they do that. And then all of a sudden it's, okay, now we're going to make a commercial business out of it because we see how well it's working with the Jesus folk and the those people. And then all of a sudden we've gone from that it's just rife with criminality all throughout the whole thing. The founders are all scuzzbag pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
it's looking like a lot of people with bad intentions, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's kind of it. And then, it's all just, it's a grift. It's just it's a Ponzi scheme grift. Mm-hmm. And everybody gets fucked over. This one, everybody's getting fucked literally. There was a celebrity involved in this Nexium bullshit.
Allison Mack.
Allison Mack, when she was from Smallville.
Yeah, I never watched Smallville, but it was huge on TV when it was on, so I do remember it pretty clearly.
And this guy, look at him. Look at that fucking face.
And like she was just helping. She was just like
well,
she
was probably like,
I know,
she was binked.
Oh,
like,
and she's been sentenced as well, and she's been, yeah, I know.
Good. Well, yeah, I'm sorry that you fell for it, but it's time to take some responsibility in your life.
Yeah, and there's people that have obviously gotten out now that he's gone, and there's people that are in like extensive therapy, and there's quite a few women that were actually branded.
They tattooed or like burned their skin and shit.
And it was actually this man's initials. And there's some speculation that if you turn them on their side, it's Allison Mack's initials as well. So
Jesus Christ,
she was kind of
she was a little more Yeah, she was a little more involved than a victim, maybe.
Yeah, it was.
God damn.
And by the way, you were asking about, so they could advance within the organization and earn commissions to offset some of their costs by recruiting new members. So like, yeah, absolutely, you're getting paid for recruiting people.
Okay, so they did. Yeah,
It was a
pyramid
very
scheme.
not sexy sex MLM.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
you were not
Similar to
but
pure
it's not-
romance, but with less consent.
Can you imagine showing up at somebody's house for like a pampered chef party and like, okay, everybody. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna buy like some tchotchkes or some mixing bowls or some candles, or even a Fantasia party, some sex toys.
Honestly,
Oh wait, we're not buying anything.
after listening to what this guy's up to, I would rather sit through a pampered chef presentation and eat the horrendous food than get raped and branded.
No shit.
I mean,
And some incredible air fryer.
I'll eat your
Apparently they have a really
goddamn chicken dip. Let's do it.
I'll eat your microwave bullshit.
You know exactly what I'm talking
I know
about,
exactly
don't
what
you?
it is.
Everybody's
It's actually
family
not bad.
has an MLM
It's
product
actually
in
not-
their house somewhere.
everybody
It's
does.
just
of course,
a thing.
you know, and I'm not, and like I say, I'm not, and that was the whole point of this. And yes, we're making fun. We're using bad words. We're saying some shit. We're not making fun, and we're not attacking the people that get sucked into it, because I actually feel sorry for those people.
And that's just it.
Like and it's not coming from a place of pity. It's
Not at
coming
all.
from a place of you were naive. You saw the beach picture in the background of the brochure. You saw somebody else shucking this shit in their living room, thinking that, oh wow, yeah, everybody wants one of those. Well, the thing is, you only know so many fucking people. How many people are gonna buy a fucking casserole dish from you, Kathy?
Anybody can only know so many people.
Sorry if anybody's listening that's named Kathy and sells Pampered Chef. I'm not
Actually, I
talking
love
about
Kathy,
you.
so
I don't know who Kathy
don't
is.
talk shit about Kathy. She's
yeah.
delightful.
I don't get it.
Just so you know.
Obviously. Anyway, so that's this guy. That's Keith Raniere guy. I'll show him one more time so you can have nightmares like we will. Because look at that fucking just like a low rent John Lennon.
It's pretty gross, eh?
What a piece of shit. Okay, so now this one. This is I think I skipped this one. Where is it?
We did. We have to go back
where
to
did it
that.
go? There he is. Okay, and this doesn't have anything to do with founders, but this is just a really interesting, cool story. Who are we looking at here?
It's not even so much a story. It's more of just like a fun fact.
Well, yeah, just like who's involved in MLMs? Who's a product champion for Amway, or what do they call them in Amway? Do you know?
No, I actually don't.
I don't know what they're called in the Amway.
Brother and sister. I don't know.
Under his eye.
Yeah, right? Oh my god.
Who are we looking at here? Who are we looking at here, dear?
Oh, it's so bad.
What's his name? Let's start with his name, and then we'll go from
He
there.
is the Green River Killer.
That's not his name. His name on his birth certificate, it doesn't say Green River Killer. It says Gary Ridgway.
Well, we
were going to lead into that.
He was gonna. I'm sorry. I was really excited about this.
Yeah, apparently.
But this is the only time that an MLM might have actually saved somebody's life.
I'm looking through his Wikipedia here to see if it's actually in there somewhere.
Well, he actually was quoted as saying that Amway made him a better person because the time that he was involved in Amway was when he murdered the least.
And where's he from?
Oh, I don't know.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Delightful.
He's from Utah.
Where else would you be from?
So we're going to cancel this series now.
Well,
no, we have to cancel it because the Green River Killer might have killed more people if it wasn't for MLMs. So you know
Sorry,
what?
y'all.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Carry on. Keep chilling.
You know what? Do you know why he's so angry? You see his face?
Well, I imagine it's because he's been caught, but what do you got?
No, it's because his eyes are too close together. He only has to wear one goggle when he goes swimming in his pool.
That's cost effective. Why would he be angry?
Look at how
He's pinched.
it's something about that.
He's pinched.
Gary? You okay, Gary?
No, he looks like an angry Harry Potter character.
He looks like a constipated owl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if an owl couldn't poop.
Aw.
That's what he looks like.
It's a bone. It's stuck sideways.
He's got glorious hair, though. Look at those locks.
He's got my hairline.
He's-
Shut up. Thanks, Dad. We had one
Let's
more.
all look at Ashley's hairline now.
We had one more.
Did we skip one?
Not delightful person that was involved that I sent you a photo of.
Who? I didn't see another one.
Well, they're from a lot closer.
Where? Oh, hang on. Well, let me vamp for a bit here, and I'll go into my. I'll do this really quick. I'll do this on the fly.
Not
We're doing
a lot
some
of this
production on the
weirdness.
fly, ladies and gentlemen.
Not a lot of this weirdness tends to happen here.
In Canada, you're right. There's not a big. Well, it's here.
Well, it is. It's definitely
but it's just
here.
not as. I don't think it's as.
I have friends that are selling tights and lipstick
but I don't.
and
it's going to be the
nails.
It's going to be the funniest
I sold
adjective for
nails.
it. I don't think it's as violent in Canada as it is in the States.
It's definitely a little less aggressive.
Yeah.
Just based on the posts that I see.
You said we weren't going to talk about this guy. That's why I didn't put him in. Remember?
No,
Yes. You said don't bother with him.
no, that was somebody else entirely.
Are you talking about Mark Hughes?
No, that's not who we're talking about at all.
Oh.
The guy that founded Herbalife
Oh.
sucks because Herbalife sucks. But
Yeah, but you didn't give me a name. You didn't give me names of who these people are. Is it the husband and wife here? In the cowboy hats?
no,
Okay, well then who the hell are you talking about?
Paul Bernardo.
It's not it. You didn't send me his picture.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I can't wait to show you later.
I can't wait for you to see it right now on my screen.
Oh.
You're hearing a domestic dispute live on the air, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys, he's gonna hit me later.
Oh, it's gonna be. I'm calling Nexium.
What you don't know is there's an attack spaniel in between us.
That's right.
And he's got my back.
Charlie's got your back. I don't have. I promise you didn't send me Bernardo's picture.
Nobody needs to see.
Tell me about Bernardo. Yeah, everybody knows who he
Paul
is.
Bernardo is disgusting.
Well, we know that.
He was a pretty big deal back in the was it the 90s? I guess I was a kid when this happened.
Yeah.
It was horrendous.
Yeah.
But him and his girlfriend at the time. No, they got married. They did get married.
Yeah. Carla Homolka and Paul Bernardo.
There was the ridiculous wedding photos with her giant bangs. I do
Her big
remember that now.
Her big stupid forehead.
But they were like abducting young girls and raping them and torturing them and just doing all kinds of horrendous things. It got to the point where he actually didn't they kill her sister?
Yeah, the stepsister.
It was her younger sister, and it was just like no matter how you cut it, this guy was a horrendous piece of trash, and apparently he sold some Amway too.
Amway.
Yeah.
So the Green River Killer and Paul Bernardo were Amway people.
And I know lots of nice people that sell for multi-level marketing companies, but I'm just
Correlation
saying
doesn't imply
that-
causation. I
there you
get
go.
it.
But either of these two could have founded one.
That's funny.
That's just my opinion.
That's really funny. How greasy.
And I don't know. Apparently Bernardo was a very persuasive guy. He was very charismatic, and that was how he managed to lure people into his vehicle. So,
oh my god,
I would imagine that he'd make a pretty good salesman too, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
If somebody can sell you a dangerous situation, I'm pretty sure they can sell you like Nutrilite or some shampoo or like whatever you need.
And that's kind of it. Like if you can convince somebody to get in your car that you don't know, you're going to be able to convince them to buy some piece of garbage.
It's something, isn't it?
Whatever the hell. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's that was pretty crazy because, like I said, that happened like here. That was very Ontario.
Yeah, and I'm just going to put this up because as this made me laugh. These are the things that they sell you with.
I see stuff like that on Facebook
crap.
all the time.
See?
I don't want to see Gary.
There's Gary. There's good old Gary.
Gary.
Hey, Gare. See, I'm so bad at this.
You're lucky you're good looking. I swear to God.
Gary's here to show you
Hit
this
the
meme.
pause button before I punch.
There's no pause. Oh yeah, there it is.
see
Okay,
it.
you can. You're
From
not even
here.
over here. This isn't just mascara. This is a sisterhood of women reaching their goals and building each other up. Unique is a life-changing company. You're fucking right, it is.
It's horrendous.
It's a horrendous life-changing company because people are just dumping money into it and not, and it's, we should rewrite this meme right now. This isn't just mascara. This is a sisterhood of women reaching for bullshit and building each other up while fleecing them for money. Unique is a life-altering company.
Definitely life-altering.
Life-altering company.
Yeah.
You know, they call that when somebody gets like catastrophically injured now. It's no longer they say they had life-altering injuries. Your wallet's going to have a life-altering injury if you get fucking sucked into this shit.
I actually have a figure here for them, and it says if you had an average of a $270 commission, you would have to deduct your, and this is just like from your starter.
Okay.
Trying to get it back together. You need to deduct the $99 for the starter kit. So
okay, are we doing math here?
You would have only earned.
So what did we start at? I'm sorry.
270.
270. Everybody count with
dollars and 22 cents if you really want to go there.
22 cents, and we're going to minus the $99.
Mm-hmm. You've got 170, 122.
That's correct. Oh, you're okay. So you do have it. I'm sorry. I'm totally burning.
Ryan just knows that I'm terrible at math. I'm just he's like, I'm here for you, baby.
I'm pulling the Howard Stern math.
He's
I was going to do it on my hands.
And he's like, oh, I can't let her embarrass herself with numbers. That's not cool.
That's not it at all, dear. I love you. 170, 122.
You're only making $14.26 a month if you've earned that over the year.
So you can buy yourself a combo at Subway every month. For like
chips or cookies, not both,
and that's a premium sub too. Like that's not just some cold cut trio shit. Like that's actually, you can get yourself like a chicken, what's that, teriyaki chicken, sweet chicken, sweet gross. Onion chicken teriyaki. And
Subway has anything that says it's tikka anything, I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah, no, tikka's great.
Because the place beside it, where we live,
yeah, they
actually makes real food. Yeah.
So you're making $14 a month.
Yep.
$14.
It's our money, baby.
A month.
It's our money.
I'm quitting. I'm
gonna retire you.
Okay, so yeah, just really quick.
I'm retiring my husband.
That's retiring my husband.
It's a phrase that I've been seeing bounced around a lot by the Huns. And they seem to think, and I don't know how high of earners they are in their companies, but it's like, I don't think anybody's retiring. Like,
unbelievable.
Is your husband 77? Like, is
he already on a pension?
Yeah, right. Like,
is he getting a really good pension
like
from somewhere else? Is he like a steel worker or something making like really good cash?
Got it.
He worked for Ford 40 years.
No, it's
like the Johnny Carson bit from Eddie Murphy.
Oh my god! And so that's what I was thinking.
Johnny Carson got divorced and he had $300 million.
Damn that shoe store!
I got a job, Johnny. I'm going to add some money, and we now have $300,072.
That's right.
And she gets half.
That's right. Because she contributed.
That's hilarious. Okay.
And I'm not saying that she shouldn't.
What are we doing next?
I'm not saying that she should,
dear. Now that we've met the assholes in person. And we've given them
there's a lot more of them, but
of course there is, but we only have a certain amount of time to.
Can't do it all.
We like to deep dive, but we can't dive into the fucking bottom of the ocean because
it's so murky.
I know you've been
so murky.
You've been working on it very hard and very diligently, but
it's easy we only to get have bogged so many down.
Minutes. Yeah, we're gonna burn this computer out, and the listeners and the viewers. So, what are we working on next? Where do you want to go with this story now?
Well, we were looking at this sisterhood here. So, I think...
Yeah, sisterhood.
I want to talk about the fact that the minute you need out of the sisterhood, you no longer have sisters.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, okay. So I like this because...
There's a really, really...
Let me put
I don't even know how to put it.
Well, hang on. While you're talking about this, I'm going to put this back up, and I want you to... Everybody that's watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify, I'll repeat it. This isn't just mascara. This is a sisterhood of women reaching their goals and building each other up. Unique as a life-changing company is what it says. And I want you to hear those words really, really, really deeply. And I want you to... I know it seems very superficial, and you've seen this fucking meme on your Facebook 1,000 times, I'm sure, in some sort of iteration of it. What happens when somebody decides they wake up and they go, holy fuck, like I'm out thousands of dollars.
I'm
hemorrhaging money. My husband's about to fucking take the kids and go to my mom's because we can't afford to live in this house.
They turn on you.
But it's a sisterhood of women reaching their goals.
They'll tell you you didn't work your business hard enough. Even though it's designed to fail. We've talked about this already. It's you can't profit from this unless you're at the top.
So not only are you decimating somebody financially, you're also just kicking the shit out of them mentally and psychologically.
Absolutely. You're telling
Because
them
you're
that they
literally-
didn't work hard enough.
You're literally like setting them up to fail and then chastising them for failing.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
It's pretty
that's
savage.
Criminal. That's abuse. It's
And then they turn on you. Abuse. That's what the dog yells when we're not abusing him. Oh, he's so happy. But they turn on you, and all of a sudden you don't have those friends, and they'll delete you from everything. They'll block you on everything,
and then they shame you,
and then they'll talk shit about you, and it's like, did you hear about this one? And
oh my god!
And like let's say you're holding up like a leg of a line for somebody, like they have to replace you, or else your upline is now losing money. So these people are pissed at you because you're taking money out of their pocket when you quit.
Well, yeah, of course. It's that's how pyramids work.
I know, but they seem to think that it's personal when you leave, and it's not. It's personal for you when you leave.
So maybe you can fish out some examples of people getting flamed, and we can show those next episode.
Totally, and we'll talk about how that cult mentality really pulls women in, and how and why. And I even want to show you a couple really crazy video clips that I found from a couple of these. I don't even know what you call them, like, because they're not educational. I guess they're like seminars or like getaways, or like, what the hell do you call them? Where y'all gather in one? Not really, but yeah, I guess. But like they'll all gather in one place, and they'll just like, it's like, hey, like Pitbull's performing, and I think there's one company where everybody's got like pill shakers.
Yeah, but they all have some.
And it's like, oh, get your pill shakers out, and everybody shakes them, and then somebody's praying.
It's my antidepressants for all the money I'm spending at these things.
Absolutely.
It's my antipsychotics. So I don't
absolutely,
jump off
it's
a
getting
bridge.
ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what it's doing to women and what it's doing to... Because I'd love to say what it's doing to people, but the majority of this is women, and it's geared towards women.
I've actually very recently met one man who was expelled from a very high tier of an MLM. And
which MLM was it? You don't have to name him, but what was the MLM?
I can't name it either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because we want to talk about that.
I've got a lot. Yeah.
That's going to be like the finale.
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
yeah.
Oh my God,
that's
guys, you have no
down
idea.
The road.
This is going to be so good. You have to stick around. So let's get to that on the next one.
Got a road trip to take, baby.
That one's going to have a camera crew, and it's going to be great. Yeah, let's stick with that then. We're going to talk about, and like I say, I don't want to sound like a misogynistic or a piece of shit asshole guy. It is. It's a majority, and you're going to show us some stats next show about why it's geared towards women, the psychology behind why it's geared towards women, and why guys aren't involved. Because, and I know there was guy MLMs that were tried and failed like almost immediately off the ground. There was that barbecue one. Remember that one that Penn and Teller? We watched that thing. It was that. I don't even know if it's still a thing. We'll have to look that up.
Not until now.
Yeah, and like I'll take a look and see what that is. And if you want, in between while you're waiting for the next episode, go on YouTube and find that Penn and Teller episode of bullshit about MLMs. It's fantastic.
And then watch all the bullshit episodes, because what's wrong with the truth? Watch Penn and Teller.
It's a great show.
It might be old, but it's still the truth.
Honey, thank you so much.
You have no idea. I have so much more to give you.
I know.
I'll be here.
But we only have, we've already been at this for, oh my God. Yeah, wow, we went over an hour with Kaylee's segment. We actually did pretty good. An hour and 15 minutes, I think, for this one. So
really appreciate everybody listening.
Yeah, and watching on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check us out on deanblundell.com, as we are now an official member of that podcast family, the number 2 news source in all of Canada for podcasts. And check out Dean's show as well, live every day at 3 o'clock on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, on every bloody platform there is. Dean's got it going on. So check it out there.
If you Google it, it'll slap you with options.
And if you go to deanblundell.com, you can read my ongoing series about the back to school stuff. And part 3 is coming out soon. So thank you very much, dear. I love you, and we will see you on the next one.
I love you too. I'll see you before that.
But you know what I mean.
We share a room.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Be sure to check us out on social media at The Sheeple Shepherd on Facebook and Instagram. We're available on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Anchor FM, Pocket Casts, and Radio Public. Thanks for tuning in.